But now you're saying, "Oh, I'm making a general statement."
I
You didn't
just,
start out saying, "Now, general, hey, come on, man, this isn't your show. You can't demand yes or no answers from me. Who do you think you are? You haven't answered any of my questions directly either, son. So
oh,
let's move on here." I ask you, why do you cite, quote, and refer to Constitution, court cases, due process rules like Brady request, prosecutorial misconduct, and legal doctrines in your videos and court filings? Why do you do that?
to show that it's not only unfair according to basic principles of right and wrong, it's unfair even by their own rules.
So it's because these are rules that they have to follow. Is that correct?
Those are rules that they presumably are supposed to follow.
And you recognize that because you cite them. Okay. Do you agree that the legislative branch passes laws which say to whom they apply and how they are to be enforced?
I would agree with that generally, yes.
Okay. Do you agree that the executive branch enforces said laws?
That's presumably, yes. That's what they're supposed to do.
Do you agree that the legislative branch creates the foundation upon which a court's jurisdiction is based?
I believe that's part of it. I believe that they also base it off of the Constitution, which isn't necessarily written by a legislature.
Okay. Given the facts that the legislature creates the lower courts and creates their foundation of their jurisdiction, what evidence would prove that the legislative branch has in fact created the foundation of a court's jurisdiction?
Well, the evidence is, because I just told you, it still comes and is still entirely based on let's say for the federal court, it would be Article 3, the judicial power, the granted judicial power, and then the power of the legislature to then create other courts is still based on the Constitution, is it not?
Do you have any relevant authoritative evidence, such as a traffic case, that addresses the court's jurisdiction?
I have posted responses from prosecutors and judges that point out it is the Constitution, a certain section of the Constitution, that they rely on for their assertion of jurisdiction.
Well, I have a case that was one of your students, Leeson. And that case went to she lost, of course, and she appealed it to the appeals court. And they addressed that issue of jurisdiction. And they never once mentioned the Constitution. They mentioned the statute that the legislature had passed as evidence that the court had jurisdiction. Now, do you have a case that says something like that about a traffic ticket case?
Yeah, I have it posted on my website. No, I didn't. I love how you throw, and it was, she lost, of course. You don't need to take, let's try to be adults here. You don't need to inject such negativity into the conversation.
But now you're saying, "Oh, I'm making a general statement." You didn't start out saying, "Now, hey, come on, man, this isn't your show. You can't demand yes or no answers from me. Who do you think you are? You haven't answered any of my questions directly either, son. So let's move on here."